And welcome back. In previous videos, I walked you through 3 separate options in setting up lab environments so you can get hands-on practice. So what I'd like to do in this video is I'm going to pick one of those. We'll use that topology as our backdrop. And let me walk you through, at a high-level overview, some of the elements we'd want to do when we're initially configuring and working with a brand new firewall in our environment. And so let's use this firewall as an example. And as we move forward here, I'll factory reset it so you can see every step along the way. And regarding a firewall, there's a couple different modes we can operate in. We can operate in transparent mode, where we're acting like a transparent bridge, but still able to implement a lot of our security policies, or we can operate in what's called NAT mode, which is what we're going to be focusing on primarily here with these firewalls. And with NAT mode, we're using layer 3 interfaces, and that's a fancy way of saying we're going to have an interface with an IP address assigned to it, and we'll have a layer 3 interface that we're going to use for management. We'll have a layer 3 interface facing the outside world. We'll have a layer 3 interface facing our internal network, and we'll have an interface on this firewall on a DMZ, a demilitarized zone. And then regarding IP addressing, the FortiGate supports IP version 4 as well as IP version 6, so you could run either or both of those. In most of our deployment in this video, we're going to be using IPv4, but also show you how we can enable IPv6 as well if we needed that. And there's something amazing that happens when we configure a layer 3 IP address on an interface on a firewall. For example, on port 4, when we give the IP address 23.1.2.71 with a 24-bit mask, at that moment, it knows it's directly connected to the 23.1.2 network. And the same is going to be true for the 10.123 network and the 172.16 network and our management network down here, which is 192.168.1.0. But what the firewall does not know, it doesn't know how to reach anything that's not directly connected. So we are also going to need to add some routing to the mix as far as training it on how to reach networks that are not local. And one of our first options we're going to use is a default route, which is represented as 0000, and then either 4 more zeros or 10 to represent the default route, and then point it to the next hop, which is going to be at .1 on the 23.1.2 network. So with this firewall, I already have a little bit of configuration on it because I was doing some lab buildings in some of the previous videos. So we're going to do the factory reset and then the configuration of this firewall in the very next video. So I'll see you there in just a moment. Meanwhile, I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.